Although some may think that the person who delivers the baby, whether it be a gynecologist or a midwife, is responsible for keeping the baby healthy during the first hours, weeks, or sometimes even the first months of life, it is actually a neonatal nurse practitioner who holds that responsibility. Neonatal nurse practitioners are crucial to the survival of newborns. For example, my cousin weighed 3.6 pounds, and thanks to neonatal nurses, she is still alive today, so I'm really thankful for what they do. They save hundreds and hundreds of babies a day, and I think that that should be known, and I just want to expand on that appreciative audience. There's 3 different neonatal nursing levels, level 1, 2, and 3, and duties differ at each level, but they're all important. I'm now going to discuss the job of a neonatal nurse practitioner and the responsibilities that each level entails. So first off, what does a neonatal nurse practitioner mean? They're medical professionals who provide care to newborns, usually the first 28 days or so, depending on the health of the baby. Their main goal is to nurse infants with medical problems back to health. This is the primary goal of all levels, but modifications are made to meet what each level can do. Medical problems could include prematurity, respiratory disorders, or conditions that may require surgery, but they are not limited to just those conditions. All neonatal nurses, regardless of level, are responsible for ordinary duties such as changing diapers, feeding newborns, taking temperatures, updating infant charts, and working with new parents. Many people don't know that neonatal nurses spend so much time just working with new parents and addressing any concerns or worries or any questions that they may have. That is a huge part of their job. There are 3 neonatal nursing levels, each advancing the other in difficulty, beginning with level 1 and ending with level 3. Being a level 1 nurse or working in a level 1 nursery requires very little working care. Since level 1 nurses and nurseries care for healthy newborns only, the demand for them is real low. There are several reasons that level 1 nurses and nurseries are on the verge of extinction today. For starters, healthy newborns are not required to stay for a long length of time. The average stay is about 2 days, and during that stay, they usually stay with the mom as much as possible to benefit both the mom and the baby. So there's not much work for the neonatal nurse to do. And since they don't have to intensively monitor the baby, they just usually check on the baby and see if the mom has any questions or concerns that she needs addressed. If the newborn is not healthy, they are moved to a level 2 neonatal nurse, which is what I'll discuss next. Being a level 2 nurse or being in a level 2 nursery requires special care. Level 2 neonatal nurses are responsible for premature babies and newborns who have special illnesses or just something that needs to be taken care of pretty closely. Usually the illnesses that the babies have are not life-threatening at that level, but they always can exceed to that and be put in a level 3 neonatal nursery. Newborns are sometimes underdeveloped in the lung areas, so neonatal nurses are also responsible for supplying oxygen to newborns. Level 2 neonatal nurses are responsible for providing newborns with IVs to deliver fluids and antibiotics. This is really good for undernourished babies. Level 2 neonatal nurses are responsible for specially feeding newborns. They can do this 2 ways. They can either put a tube down the throat and into the stomach, or they surgically implant it into the side. Level 2 nurses are also responsible for primary care until the child is healthy enough to go home and be with its mom and dad. Level 2 nurseries often include patients that were recently in level 3 nurseries, which is what we'll discuss next. Being a level 3 nurse or being in a level 3 nursery requires intense care for critical newborns. Level 3 nurses work in the NICU, or the Neonatal Intensive Care Unit. They're responsible for many things, such as ventilators to help preemies and other babies breathe. And in worst case scenarios, they're responsible for resuscitation. So if a baby stops breathing or dies, they are responsible for trying to bring it back. Level 3 nurses are also responsible for some surgeries that the baby may need. This could be because of the baby's genetic defects. It's usually what surgery is used for during level 3 neonatal nurseries. They're also responsible for level 2 responsibilities while the baby's in a level 3 NICU. Level 3 neonatal nurses are also responsible for transportation of a critical newborn, or sometimes they'll assist in high-risk births, usually of premature babies. Level 3 neonatal nurses in nurseries are often referred to as angels by the parents of the children who were saved by a neonatal nurse practitioner, and I really think that that's what they are. So, for review, neonatal nurses care for newborns, especially newborns in critical condition. Level 1 nurses are not very involved with intense care, but can be very helpful if the mother has a question or concern that she needs to have dealt with. Level 2 neonatal nurses watch over a newborn that is premature or who has an illness that requires special care and very attentive care. Level 3 neonatal nurses is the highest level of care that is available for newborns. This is for newborns who are in very critical condition. Neonatal nurse practitioners are crucial to the survival of newborns, whether they are healthy or sick, and that is the main point of this. They are very important, and they always will be. Now, when someone says that a doctor is responsible for the survival of newborns, which I know happens all the time, you will be able to tell them that it is actually a neonatal nurse practitioner who is responsible for keeping babies alive.